What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the show. Welcome on in, each and every one of you cute and cuddly little animals out there. We're still talking about cute animals, even lizards. Yes, even you lizards are cute. You mice, you squirrels, you rats. Even a rat. People love rats. People think rats are super cute. And I might not be one of those people, but I don't think they're not cute. They might not be my favorite. They're not like an otter. Otter's pretty dang cute, right? But then you get the offspring. Those are even smaller, even cuter, tinier little animals. And I welcome each and every one of you into the show. That's true. I do. Who am I? Well, I am your host with the most, your John DeMarco, your Goku or Go Home, the pride of Mardu. I am a 4-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and 1 time I got knocked out of Bloomborough League. That's right. We'll get to it in the next segment. That's when we talk about how I did. But spoiler alert, no longer playing Bloomborough. Really focused on fantasy football side event now to try to get me through for a while. Because, oh boy, we got this, then we got Player of the Year. So I'm not going to be playing much Magic till, I don't know, Duskmorn? Whenever Duskmorn comes out, which I am very excited for. I am very excited for Duskmorn. This is Hunt the Week. It is a weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the Arena Gauntlet League that we know, love, and play in. It's sealed Magic. It's limited. It's what you love to do, okay? And I don't care. I don't care if play boosters are a thing. I'm still out there playing my limited Magic, having my fun, and just, using my brain, trying to find some fun things to do however I can. I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and start the show and figure out, what does the fox say?
And the seal goes ow, 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 but there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say?
As I record, it is of course Friday at 6:15 p.m. Little bit late this week, sorry. It's just how it happened. I feel like all of Bloomborough, my release schedule has just been wonky, and I'm sorry. And I hope that we get it back on track at some point, because I am also not a fan of things not being consistent. But hey, here we are. And this is your Bloomborough Top 8. Dan A. beat down Bringa 17-4. Way to go, Dan. He's having a great league, and I just have nothing but nice things to say about him. Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit 16-4. Keelan T. Dooful 15-4. Underplaying. And still top 3. Dang, dude, that is impressive. It's not, you don't want to underplay, but to underplay and be doing well, it's just crazy. Lot from the Netherlands, the Birdie, 15-5. Thomas C. Jamboree, 15-5. Miranda L. the Black Canary, the Great Watcher, 14-5. Also underplaying, also in the top 8. You kids are crazy. I don't know what you're doing. Then we have Zev G. Meep, 3278, 14-6, and Sawyer T. Soy Boy, 14-6. Congratulations to everyone who is doing well in Bloomborough League. I want to know, what are people thinking? Do people like Bloomborough? I know I've been kind of down on it, but I'm just not seeing people. I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot of love. I'm not seeing a lot of excitement. I don't know if it's just me. I'm curious. Do people really like this set? Are people really enjoying it? I just gave up on it really early, so I've been out of it. But I want to know what people think. Do people like it? Are people loving it? Or are people just kind of going through the motions because it's what's out right now? But Bloomborough League, we are in week 4. Actually, technically week 5 has started by now, but cut me a break, okay? Please. Please. And I'm no longer in it. How did I do? I went 2-2, and then I got knocked out. And here's the thing. 8-11 was my final record. Worst I've done in the league in a long time. Not since Team League, and even in Team League, I'm pretty sure personally I did better than 8-11. But I started the week off. I'm playing that deck Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit built me. Okay, I'm playing that deck, and I win my first game. And I go, you know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe this is where I turn it all around. Then I win my second game, 2-0 on the week, and I'm thinking Daniel G. can build a GD deck, right? This thing is humming. I got 2 losses to give. I'm 2-0. I might make player of the year. Okay, like I'm gonna do this. We are turning it all around. We're making it happen. Then we lose our next game, and we get frog. We get 2 packs. We don't re-roll. We never used our map tokens. Probably a huge mistake. Don't be like me. Use your map tokens. And then we lose our next game, and that's it. And we're done. No great comeback. No hurrah. No Goku in player of the year. First time I've ever missed player of the year, actually, in a year where I've played the entire time. Yeah, it's just Bloomburrow and me didn't jive. We didn't click. And that's really all I'm going to say about it. Again, I'm not saying it's a terrible set. I just don't think it's a great set. And it wasn't a set for me, for your boy, for Goku. And that's okay. Not every set is. We all have our things. We all have our likes and our wants in the game. We all are different players. We're all trying to do different things. And I got to talk to one of those players that's different and doing different things. And it was interesting and wonderful. And I hope you join me as we talk to the animals.
If I could walk with the animals, talk with the animals, grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals, and they could talk to me.
That's right. This week, I talk to none other than Zev G, a.k.a. Meep. Okay? 5-0 this week. 5-0 in week 1. 2 5-0s on the league. Came in on Modern Horizons 3. His deck is so good and so scary that people are talking about it in Cody's side server. You know, they go, hey, what's this guy doing? How's he doing so good? Well, he's doing so good because his deck is great and he's a good player. And I had to talk to him. I had to get him on the show. I had to find out, is his deck really that good? And is he really that good of a player? And spoiler, yes to both. So go ahead and join me as I talk to Zev G now. All right, everyone. Join me as we talk to the animals this week with none other than Zev G, a.k.a. Meep. Welcome to the show, Zev.
Hiya.
Hey, thanks for coming on. We're excited to have you. Happy to meet you. But the first thing I want to know, Zev, Meep, when did you start playing Magic?
Well, initially I got into Magic probably around Return to Ravnica block with my dad's old Ice Age and 6th edition cards, so I didn't actually get to play Return to Ravnica. Just played on the ground with really old cards. But then I discovered what modern Magic was around Theros or Khans Tarkir.
Another good time. What? Yeah, Return to Ravnica. That's actually right when I got in right after the Return to Ravnica block, right after Dragon's Maze, right before M14. And then, started to play a little bit more competitively around Khans of Tarkir when I got hooked with those fetch lands that they've reprinted. And everyone was going crazy over the fetch lands.
And Siege Rhino, what a time.
Oh, Siege Rhino. Oh, boy. Has Standard ever been that good? Probably. I don't know. Are you mostly a limited guy? Do you play modern? Do you play other formats?
I am primarily limited, although I did qualify for the regional championship in Portland a few weeks ago, so I will get into modern for that. But yeah, mostly limited.
All right, I got to talk to you about this because this is the second time you've mentioned artsy PQs and not regional championships. Zev, you do a lot of art in-person serious Magic playing, huh?
Oh yeah, nothing boils the blood like competitive REL paper Magic. It's some good stuff.
That is awesome. So do you because I was talking to you this weekend, you said you were doing an RCQ. So do you go how regularly are you playing in high level Magic events like that?
Over the course of the summer, it probably averages out to once every 2 or 3 weeks. I'm really lucky. I live in the Bay Area, and it's one of the only places in the country which has consistent limited RCQs.
Wow,
so,
awesome. Yeah. That's really cool. And you qualified. So did you qualify with limited?
Yes, yeah. I played Frogs twice.
So this was recently. This is Bloomburrow.
Yeah.
Wow! Congratulations, man. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Thanks.
Competitive REL paper Magic. I don't play as much paper Magic as I used to, but I also don't live anywhere where serious paper Magic happens. But yeah, if I could go to competitive things all the time. Oh, Bay Area. There's a bunch of people in the server that live in the California area. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Well, let's talk about Bloomburrow. You like to play frogs, but you went 5-0 this week, Zev, and I've heard, and I'll tell you, I've heard tales that you have a very scary squirrel deck. Word is getting around, and it's got to be pretty good for word to get around.
It is a very nice one. I got some lucky pulls. I've gone, let's see, 5-0, then 2-3, then 2-3, then 5-0. But the 5-0s were with pretty different decks. The first one was more of a Sultai build leaning on opening 3 Baker's Bane duos, 2 Pawn Profits, and a bunch of good fixing in my starting pool.
Nice.
But then that started not being good enough, so I pivoted to the Golgari brew, which I'm very excited about. What have you heard?
I have heard. You know what? I will tell you. Do you know there's a super secret side server? Because there is. And that side server had somebody was. It's gonna take me a second to find. Here we go. Nicholas K. Bionic quote, direct quote. Oh boy, it's like, oh, this is all good. It's fine. Meep's deck is scary good. Looks almost like a constructed scroll deck. Fun to watch. And then Jack H says, not fun to play against though. And Lata said that she says that you have the highest OMW she thinks she's ever seen, which is
Really?
super impressive. Yeah, you were up at 60.25% at the time of that screenshot, but of course OMW does change. Let's see where you're at now. Fun little tracker. So that means not only are you winning, right, but you're winning against really good opponents, which
Wow.
is
Okay.
it's like that's the tiebreaker. So if you tie with somebody, the tiebreaker is OMW, and you are sitting at 60%. And when this screenshot was taken, that shows a bunch of stuff. First place is at like 53, then 50, 51. No one's even close to 60.
That's really helpful. Does the top 8 usually get determined by tiebreaker, or is it about who gets eliminated last?
It kind of depends, but yeah, it definitely comes down to tiebreakers. Now, especially if it's like 20 and 10, 21 and 9, 22 and 8, like if everybody finishes in that block, you're going to be the top of whatever spot you're in, as long as you have good tie breaks, and that's all that matters.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so keep that OMW up, and it's only going to rise. I guess that's not true. Keep keep getting it up though. It does change over time, and my computer doesn't like pulling up the stat sheet, so I don't know what you're at now. I do apologize for setting that up and not paying off.
So guys,
but
I might have it. Let's see.
Yeah, 60.5 when that was taken.
Now I'm at 59.7, so it dropped a bit.
59.7 dropped a bit, but still very high. Like, is there anybody even close to you or around you with that number? Probably not.
No, I think a few eliminated people have.
Yeah, but those people didn't win. They got beaten by people who were doing well. That's why they're eliminated.
It's true. Michael C went is 60.99, but otherwise I think I'm at the highest.
Rough, Michael C. I'm sorry. It happens. It happens to the best. I'm eliminated, Michael C. I'm there with you. It happens.
Oh, and Mike V is 64.7.
64.
Wow.
Mike B. Oh boy.
Okay.
But it's easy to get a high OMW and be knocked out because it means you played people like you lost to people who are winning.
Yeah.
But to be winning and have a high OMW, much more impressive. So I've heard that you have basically a constructed style scroll deck. That's all I know. But again, people are talking about it. Is it that good? Do you feel like your deck is just like you're on it and you have found the deck and now you're just going to try and ride out Golgari like for as long as you can?
I think so, yeah. It is definitely constructed style. I wouldn't say constructed quality, but it has lots and lots of duplicates, which is very nice.
Consistency.
Yeah. It helps, especially at 60 card. Like 2 copies of something means I can draw at most matches. In this case, the most important 2 copy is Darkstar Augur ×2. I don't know if I've lost a game where I've cast it on 4 for its offspring cost. Because the whole deck is mono value 3 or less.
Jeez, the whole deck?
Whole deck. I had a 4-drop, but I cut it to be able to say that the whole deck is mono value 3 or less.
How many lands are you running? Out of curiosity.
I'm on 24. I don't know if that's right, but
okay.
Yeah, I might go down to 23. But yeah, that's what I'm currently at.
Very interesting. And you've gone to I have been seeing a lot of Golgari, a lot of green in the league. That seems to be a popular color combo, but it sounds like I mean you got the piece. And that sounds nasty. Everything 3 or less. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
glad I'm
yeah.
out, so I don't have to play you, Zev. This sounds
It
sounds
is a nice
gross.
one. About 1 or 1.5 life trigger. So very, very sustainable draw. Um,
Jeez. Well, watch out for Zev's Golgari Squirrel deck. 5-0. And so you've had two 5-0s this league. That's phenomenal, man. That's also not easy to do.
yeah, I felt very lucky the first time. I think my starting pool was very, very lucky. So that helped a lot. But it was definitely less tuned.
Well, congratulations on how well you're doing. I wish you luck the rest of the way, and I welcome you to the Discord. You came in with Modern Horizons 3. This is your second league with us.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a cool time. I thought MH3 was just how the leagues were run. I didn't realize there's this cool animals gimmick, that or any gimmick that was switched up.
There are gimmicks, and they prefer that I call them features, Zev. But I got called out last time I called them gimmick. But yes, they normally have fun features and benefits.
Features.
Um, but yeah, so Modern Horizons 3 is what we call like a vanilla league, where it's one set the whole time. It's just and with Modern Horizons that all worked out and was good. But normally stuff is crazy. Like for MKM, they hid stuff all over the Discord that you had to find, and they were daily puzzles
Oh,
that
that's
you could
awesome.
solve for cards. With OTJ, there was like basically a stock market based off gold and bounties for like beating players who were doing well. And there was gambling on like streamed matches for you could win and lose money. Like there was a whole Wild West saloon theme.
Wow,
Uh,
that almost makes Blue Bros features seem tame. That's crazy.
Boomborough is more of they also like to do these leagues that are a main set with kind of a twist. And OTJ and MKM we're both kind of that where it's like it's mostly Bloomborough, but you get your spice, you get your OTJ, you get your random packs, your little bit of chaos. Right now they're working on a planes chase league, so every week there will be like deck building restrictions or um weird things can happen. It gets really weird, but yeah, there are lots of features, lots of different leagues. This is Bloomborough. This is Weird Animal Boons. I think they did a great job. But what do you think? Do you like the gimmick as we say, or the feature, or do you like the Modern Horizons 3? I'm here to play Modern Horizons. I want to play Modern Horizons. I don't want to play weird animal stuff.
I think I lightly prefer the features. I think strategizing around what to pick early or late is really interesting. Uh, I do wonder, like, okay, this is my initial knee-jerk reaction, but it
Yeah,
seemed to me that the spell book style boons, the I think lizard, mouse, and otter are are tricky to play around because it's like a small pool of things you can get, so you can sort of plan on what you're getting, but also there's a low chance of getting a specific thing.
yeah.
Um, so I wasn't a huge fan of those, and I'm trying to save them for later as much as I can. But otherwise, I think the boons are really cool, and figuring out your order, do you go frogs late or not, is really cool.
You go frogs last and then you lose was what I found out. So that's what
Oof.
happened to me. I think it's opinion based, right? Because I want to say I had a guest on last week or the week before who was thought those were the best. They were
Oh, okay.
like, I want the extra cards. I know that there's good stuff in there and like they're playable. Like a lot of those cards are playable. So I just want the extra cards. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the right strategy was, and I think that's what makes it a good design is that if there is an obvious if there is the obvious go frogs last, and then everybody does it, it loses a lot of the excitement, and a lot of the fun. Um, because it is it's you make the league what you want, it's choose your own adventure. It's I do like them. They're good. They do a great
Yeah.
job. The league committee.
And Mrs. Bumbleflower is delightful,
Oh
except
my
the
god.
time that I forgot to select my pack until I had lost a second time, and I was freaking out about Mrs. Bumbleflower not messaging me, and I realized I hadn't asked for a pack the previous time.
Oh gosh. Yeah, Mrs. Bubbleflower and Steve Strout, who like does all the bot stuff.
Amazing job this league. Like I know
Yeah,
that he's been having worked so hard, but such a good job with Miss Bumbleflower.
definitely. Some nice stuff.
Yeah,
Good writing.
it's good. Yeah, good writing, and it's just like it's easy. They've done a good job of automating so many things now. Like it didn't used to be so automated, um, but it's so easy. If you type LFM, someone says yes, you get a message. You pick a thing, you get cards. Like it's so simple.
Yeah, really nice stuff.
Uh, I would love to know, Seth. This is one of my favorite questions to ask. I've been asking everybody for a long time because I think it says a lot about what kind of Magic player you are. What is your favorite Magic card?
Well, I have prepared three.
Oh,
One
I
for
love it.
EDH, one for limited, one for constructed.
Ooh,
My favorite EDH card, and probably if I had to name one, it would be this one, is Awaken the Erstwhile. It's a sorcery from, I believe, Guilds of Ravnica, maybe Ravnica Allegiance. It's 3 black, black. Each player discards their hands and makes a 2/2 zombie for each card they discarded this way.
that's a mean
Um,
card.
yeah. It's not quite so mean as the 6 mana 6/4 demon that discards every turn, but it also you can't be too mean about it because then everybody will just attack you with their zombies. So you have to have some diplomatic plan to deal with the newly zombified board state. It's just fun watching people play with half their engines, waiting for their top decks, engaging in some nice creature combat. So
I
yeah,
love it. It slows everything down. It takes away, stops people from doing what they want to do. I was not expecting that, Seth. I love it.
it's a fun one. Um, then favorite limited card, I think Broken Wings, printed in many sets, the 2 and a green destroy artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. I just uh depends on the format, but I'm a huge fan of this archetype of card and what it has done to modern limited. Just giving a catch-all answer against a lot of different things makes it more viable to spend a sideboard slot on this pick, and also makes it more viable to play a main deck, especially when they're pumping the power level of commons for play boosters. So I'm just glad Broken Wings exists and got Wizards to make cards like that. I don't know if it was the first one, but it was certainly the first one I noticed.
I think that's the first time I've ever had anybody bring out like a strong sideboard card in favorite card. That's a good choice. That's a really fun one. And I love how green gets so many options now. Like I love all the like exile a card from a graveyard or kill an artifact or enchantment or gain 5 life or whatever. Like
Yeah. Paw Patch Formation, delightful card. So
yeah,
many
part
lines.
contribution is great. There's the one that's like make a never mind. But there's this green's be getting a lot of fun choice cards, and they all do kind of fit that. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, okay, and then favorite constructed card is Breathless Knight. It's a Modern Horizons 2 card, 1 black, white for 2/2 flying lifelink with, I believe the wording is whenever a creature card is put onto the battlefield from your graveyard. Not sure if that's right, but it's along those lines. Put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Oh,
So
nice.
I've got my only Pauper deck currently. I should build another Pauper deck because a lot of my friends are into it. But my only current Pauper deck is built around you get a Breathless Knight or something like that in the graveyard, and then you either unearth it or recommission it, and then it comes back with a counter for itself. So like if you recommission it, that's a 2 mana 4/4 flying lifelink, which keeps growing. Um, and I feel like it was just a card that was designed to be broken, but it's not so pushed that it has actually broken a format. And I just enjoy tapping a gate to give it +6/+6 until end of turn. Swing for 10 lifelink in the air. It's a good time.
I love it, Zev. You have some great choices, and I love that you gave us
Thanks.
options. Yeah. EDH. Who's your favorite commander? Who's your go-to in EDH?
Right now, my best go-to, because the other ones are a bit more spiky and harder to pull out, I have a Thrasios Akiri commander tribal deck. I run lots and lots of backgrounds. I run a lot of cards which say your commanders have.
Uh-huh.
I run the stuff which copies itself each time you cast your commander this game. So they're 2 mana commanders. I can usually cast them 4 times a game total.
Yeah.
So make 5 spells of some type. It's just a nice deck. Little Enchantress sub theme, little Legendary sub theme. It runs Primal Surge, but fair. Wait, Primal Surge, the 10 mana one that reveals permanence for the top. I forget what it's called. Because it has like a few instants and sorceries, so it usually just ramps me a ton, puts like 5 backgrounds on the board, but doesn't actually instantly win the game. Yeah.
What an interesting sounding deck. I've never actually played with backgrounds, so that sounds like crazy. That sounds really neat.
That's why I wanted to run them. I didn't know how backgrounds would work outside the command zone, and there was not a particular command zone background that interested me. It turns out, like this deck almost makes me want to make a Shameless Charlatan deck. If you're looking for a new deck, try Shameless Charlatan plus some commander, Wilson, like any commander. It does so many weird things. It's the 2 mana background, which is your commanders have 2 and a blue. They become a copy of another creature. Just permanently. So you can copy a creature and then kill it, and it stays that creature. It's still your commander, so it keeps the ability. And there are so many weird niche things you can do with it. It is awesome. Won me so many games. Yeah.
Bizarre.
It's like a Mirage Mirror on your commander.
That sounds really cool. I love Mirage Mirror. Good.
Yeah.
All these good cards. All right, Zev.
Very
Well,
good
we asked the league for questions. They did not disappoint. Are you ready?
Yes, rapid fire.
All right, our first question comes from Raphael Prudent. He has found his question that he is asking everybody. Favorite guild? What is your 2-color combo?
I used to be a Simic lad, but nowadays I kind of appreciate the Rakdos more.
Ooh, you know what? He's gonna love that. He's a Rakdos guy. You
Nice.
know, that's his thing.
Very good taste.
Ah, Raph. He's one of you, Raph. He's one of you. Chris D or Chris O91 would love to know what made them choose mouse as their animal. Why did you go mouse?
Well, it was a while before I was sure I was going to play this league because I was figuring out the refunds and just decided to put a real $10 in because realistically, I'm going to keep doing this for a while. It's a nice time.
Sure.
And I saw the announcement that nobody was picking mouse, and I was like, I like the underdog here. I'll lock in the mouse. And I checked the animal abilities, and I saw mouse, and I was like, this is shit. And so I frantically messaged Chris, change me off mouse. And Chris clarified to me that it doesn't have any mechanical relevance, and I felt a bit too awkward to change it afterwards.
Hey, well, welcome to the mouse side. A couple people ended up being mouse, right? You're not alone. There's a couple mice out there.
It's gotta be. Let's see. 1, 2. So
2. Yeah, there you
Cedric
go.
and
You-
Matthew
Oh, see, you got
and
Cedric
Joseph.
Hoda, Joseph. Oh, see,
and
you got
Kevin
a bunch.
and Miguel and James and Archie and Kyle and
Yeah,
Michael C and Mike V. Yeah,
Shout out to all the mice out there. I mean, all of a
Yeah.
sudden, there's more mice than I expected.
plenty.
Our next question comes from Preston B. Vorbis. Favorite maker of the meep sound, the Roadrunner or Beaker from the Muppets?
I would give it to Beaker, an honorable mention to Bard's Meeps, and I think that Wile E. Coyote should cash the Roadrunner, and I wish they had released Coyote vs. Acme. I will watch it several times if they ever do release it.
Is that the Will Forte one that like just didn't come out?
Yeah, the one that David Zaslav canceled. Horrible stuff.
I have heard, yeah, because like for people who don't know, Will Forte, very funny guy, makes this Wile E. Coyote movie, and like they say it's not coming out, they shelve it, they don't show it to anybody, and then they do a screening, for him and for the cast and stuff, and they had kind of heard, hey, this movie's terrible, that's why they're not releasing it, and then they saw it, they're like, this movie is amazing, why won't you release it? And they still won't release it, and it's like this terrible thing that happened.
It's the tax write-offs.
Ugh, it sucks
Yeah.
because I love Will Forte. I would love to see it. If it's good and people are saying it's good, just release it. What do you? It's
Yeah.
I don't
Put it out there. Anyway, I wrote a whole play about Pelicans and the nature of not releasing it, because it just emotionally hurt me so much. So,
Oh.
yeah, those are my opinions on Meeps, I guess.
Richard K. Preacher loves the food questions. Not giving you an option, just wants to know favorite late night comfort food.
So what I do is I get a jar of Kalamata olives. There's just one that like the size of a large watermelon. tricky to carry, lasts for months. You get a handheld olive pitter. It's this little thing that you stick the olive in and you squeeze it, and the pit just gets knocked out of the olive. Um, you grab a handful of Kalamata olives, 6 or 7, pit them real quick. Take the Kalamata olives, spread some tomato, spread some cheese, put the Kalamata olives on a piece of bread, throw it in the toaster for a few minutes. You got yourself some late night bread pizza. It's
Ooh,
great.
that sounds amazing. You have a preference of cheese to throw on that thing?
There's a type of Trader Joe's white and yellow cheese. I forget what it's called that I usually use. Not because I particularly prefer it. It's just because my family gets a lot of it.
That's
Um,
what you got around.
yeah, very convenient.
I love it. Late night little homemade pizza sounds delicious. Our next question from Tony G. Why not rock? Do they play at their local LGS and do they have a fun story from a time playing there? Horror story, awesome win, weird opponent. You like to play in person. Give us a in-person event story.
Yeah, I've been moving around a lot, so it's been hard. It's been hard to have a single local LGS. But I think the closest I could get is near where I was working last summer, where I went pretty much weekly, which was very nice. There was one Friday night in which we were doing a 4-player draft of Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, and this is the only time before or since that I had drafted Baldur's Gate, and so I did not know that you're supposed to take 2 picks per pack.
Oh yeah.
And so about 6 or 7 picks deep, that is to say 3 or 4 picks deep, for my opponents, I realized the packs were getting messed up. And it just absolutely ruined the first pack, really hurt my deck. And when it came to the gameplay, it's just a standard 4-player commander game. Everybody has their deck they drafted.
Mhm.
And so I tried to be political, as you hit little old me. I didn't get enough picks. My deck's barely complete.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
don't hit me. And so they got annoyed with that and killed me. But it was close. The deck played better than I thought. So that was a lot of fun.
Like it's Zev. Even yeah, you take 2 cards, he'll take one. He'll still beat you. Or at least come
Yeah.
close.
I think I got third. Yeah.
It's that nice politic aspects of Commander. And yeah, what a great story. Like, come on, guys, I messed up the draft. Everyone saw it happen. Like no one attacked me.
Yeah, I think it would have worked better if I wasn't playing a red black aggro deck because I'm on the board and I'm hitting them really hard and their life totals are low and they're like, I'm
Yeah.
saying, I mean, you just know I'm not going to draw any value. I'm going to lose the late game. Meanwhile, they're about to die. So it lost some efficacy.
Yeah, that is kind of that's a pretty tough politic to pull off is to, "Hey, don't kill me while the knife's at the throat." That one's tough.
Yeah.
Our next question from Johnny M. Johnny. What was your very first booster pack?
It was a pack of, I believe, Gate Crash, wherever Council of the Absolute was in, the 2 white blue mythic human
Mm.
advisor. When enters the battlefield, name a card other than a creature or land card. Your opponents can't cast cards with the chosen name. It spells with the chosen name you cast cost 2 less to cast. I was very enthused with this mythic. I thought, wow, this seems like a sort of spiky ability. Like you need to know the card your opponent has in order to make this work well. So it must be like a good card and competitive. Turns out it's not, but that didn't stop me from trying.
There's a lot of cards out there that seem like they're broken or like they seem like they should be so good. Um, and then there's really just 4 decks that you can really play or whatever. And like,
Yeah.
but yeah, what a fun set and what a weird card.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I don't know if it was the first card of that style of naming cards to do stacksy things, but there have been a lot of fun ones since then, Stone Brain style stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Are you a
Um,
fan of blowing up lands?
um, in a pinch. I don't think I'm not a sadist who likes, Pauper Panza or anything, but if I'm in a limited game and I've got land destruction in my hand, my opponent happens to be stuck on 2, I will put them on 1.
Hey, you got to do what you do. It don't feel good, but it's a game and you're here to win, Zev. I mean, at the
Yeah,
end of the
yeah.
day, sometimes you're here for like Commander. Maybe you're there for fun. You're not Commander. You may blow up someone's land depending on who they are and what they did to you last game. So, uh,
Yeah, hold that grudge.
our next question comes from Miranda L. Black Canary. what is your favorite creature type and then least favorite creature type?
I would say my favorite is probably insects. I've
Ooh,
got a grist insect tribal deck, which I've enjoyed, and I
that's
just
fun.
like the way they design for insects. I feel like they usually don't get the sort of perfunctory creatures you control of the chosen type have +1/+1 and gain an ability. Like they're doing interesting graveyard stuff. They're coming back and going away and making tokens and tucking cards. Um, so that's a lot of fun. And the deck, the way it's built, allows me to run some really, really bad insects. Like there's a card which is a reference to Thelonious Monk. It's called Thelanite Monk. Um, it's very bad. 4 mana, 1/2. You can sack a creature to turn a land into a forest, but I still run it because it's very funny. I guess I say I don't actively go out to play land destruction, but I guess I am playing that. Least favorite, I think. I don't care for merfolk, but I don't particularly hate them. Um, there's no creature type that has drawn my ire so much, but yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to say. It's always tough to find the things you don't like. Like, especially
Mhm.
creature types. Like, I mean, even like the Phyrexian things look pretty cool, and like,
Oh yeah, Phyrexians are sick.
like
Incubation tokens.
yeah, like the bad guys look cool. The good guys look cool. They all look cool. That's the point. They all have to look cool or cute or evil or scary or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you gonna say? You don't like zombies? Then you don't like what? Like a eighth of all cards or something. And like, there's some good zombies in there.
You could say you don't like humans, but that's even worse.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, you know what? That's probably not a bad answer. I mean, humans are probably like the most boring cards, or like you need to find a creature type that like there's two of them, and like they're really old and they look bad or something.
It's true. I don't like oozwags. Um, I
Yeah.
hate beebles. Clams are my nemesis. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
That
I
doesn't
don't
ring
like the
right.
starfish. The starfish are my least favorite.
Are there only two of those?
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I can only think of two.
I can think of two too.
Yeah.
The blue one and the black one.
Yep, yep.
Ah, well, that was fun. Our next question comes from Dirk, aka Began Blue. What is your perfect Sunday, not ice cream, but day of the week?
I think probably the most important aspect of a perfect Sunday is having Monday off. But I just like hanging out with friends, fire a draft, maybe go to an RCQ as you were discussing earlier. Pizza would be nice. But yeah, I think I've had quite a few perfect Sundays over the last few months. Maybe could be setting my sights higher, but they've been a good time.
Hey, and I don't know about you, but where I live, we got Monday off next week, man. So it's going to be a pretty good Sunday coming up.
Nice. Oh, I guess I didn't have that aspect of the perfect Sundays the last few months, but other than the most important aspect, yeah.
Our last question comes from Nick A. Neestar, and this is such a I, I love it because it's a weird question to end on, and it's just very interesting, very blunt. Do you like Universes Beyond? Are you a fan?
So I am one of a hypocritical category that I think makes up more than people would like to admit, which is I kind of dislike Universes Beyond. I'm fine with people putting it in their commander decks. I don't think it should be at home and constructed, but there's stuff like Walking Dead, which is awkward, except when it's a property I like, and then I'm fully on board with it.
Right?
Um, like, yeah, I'm totally fine with it being Commander legal. I think Lord of the Rings and D&D are almost magic. The the one that is sort of straining me a bit is that I've heard somewhere that Marvel could be standard legal. And I don't like that. It's hard to articulate, but that feels weird. Even if standard is only just now recovering from COVID, like I feel like there's something strange about having Marvel cards in standard. I don't know. Mostly, if you bring out a Warhammer or Fallout card against me, be my guest.
It is strange, right? Like it is weird. And then
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do the Evil Dead secret layer, and I'm like, I need that, So I don't know. And Marvel, here's the thing. I love Fallout. I bought the Fallout cards. I love them. They're great because I love Fallout. I don't care much for Marvel. I don't think I'm going to be too excited about the Marvel cards. I like Final Fantasy. but I like some Final Fantasy. I don't know if I like all Final Fantasy. That's going to be an interesting one because I'm only going to know some of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think there's, I don't know, it's something that I've experienced that like I learn more about the different properties because the designers are just so deep super fan nerds of whatever property it is. Do you think that could happen for Final Fantasy for you?
It could, because you're right. They do a great job of making things like exist, like the Vorthos. They do the Vorthos very well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the Fallout cards were great. They're super awesome. And I know nothing about how Assassin's Creed went. I think that one is just like a wash. No one's ever gonna know. It's just like a ghost in the night.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lord of the Rings was great. I agree. It's basically magic already, but Lord of the Rings was really good. Same thing with the D&D sets. I love the D&D sets. Like those are all real fun.
Except that they made blue horrible in AFR, which
yeah, that's
balance aside, flavor is good.
the flame. I love it. I love like you come to a river. You have two options. Do you do this or do you do that? Like
Love those, yeah.
like a chef's kiss. Like perfect. See, I don't know, but then you do like the Street Fighter stuff. But like you said, if it's in Commander, I think I agree with you. If it's in Commander, I don't really care. But Lord of the Rings is in Modern, and so Marvel will definitely come. I mean, Marvel's going to be like multiple sets over like 2 years, right? Like it's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's standard legal, but I also the fact that it's going to be even modern legal or legacy legal. Like my Spider-Man is gonna, attack your Oko is just like bizarre.
And they can try to not push stuff on a level that'll break it in those formats and will only break things in Commander. But clearly things slip through the cracks. And I mean, Lord of the Rings, they intentionally pushed Bowmasters and Halfling, and yeah. So
I don't trust them to not do that. I mean, look, did you read all the stuff about Nadu that just happened?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like that stuff is like the same. I don't know. No, they can't design stuff. They design everything for Commander, but Commander's so strong, the cards have to be so strong, so they're always broken somewhere. Like you can't design modern sets for Commander. You need to design modern sets for Modern, and the fun Commander cards will happen.
They're spread too thin. They also haven't apologized for Writhing Chrysalis yet.
No, but they did say it was a mistake, didn't they? I don't.
Did they?
I think they may have said that Writhing Chrysalis was a mistake. Maybe not. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. I get a lot of things wrong on this show, Zev. I do know research, and I very rarely read things.
Totally fair.
Well, Zev, Meat, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. That's gonna do it for the episode. It was really great having you on. Congratulations on the 5-0, the second 5-0 of your league, and I hope you keep them coming.
Thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun. I hope I proceeded at a reasonable pace.
Hey, I think you did great. I just want you to go out there and top 8 this thing, man. It sounds like you're a great player. You play cool, calm, collected Magic at a high level. I'll be rooting for you to make the mega draft and see what you can do.
Fingers crossed. So mega draft is 8
Top
people.
8.
Is it 60 cards or 40 cards?
60 cards. There'll be some. I don't think it's all Bloom Barrel. There's probably some weird.
Ooh.
Usually they don't do the set. Usually they do some weird thing. But it's
How
in
many
the
packs
rules.
do you draft?
It's up there. 6 packs.
6. Okay.
But
Interesting.
it's a good time. You can go back and watch some. I've won a couple, Zev. It's no big deal. You can do it too. You can
Just
do
need
it
to
too.
get there.
Exactly. You just got to get there. It's like the playoffs in football. You just got to make it. Well, I'll wish you luck and good luck the rest of the way there, Zev.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a nice night.
I love hearing that Zev loves to play in-person Magic at a high level. You just don't see that a lot these days anymore, right? Like I mostly play on Arena. I don't even do pre-releases in store anymore. I really rarely get to the store, right? I'm pretty much an online-only guy at this point. It's just easy. It works for me. I don't got to go deal with salty people or people who stink. There's a lot of downsides. Maybe it's just the stores I go to. But, it's I don't do the competitive REL stuff. I would love to, but I live in a small town in the South. And I just think it's so cool that Zev is like a competitive grinder. Like what a interesting thing to have in this day and age. And he does great. He wins. He it has qualified. You know, he's another great player added to the server, another high-level competitor. And you love to see it. And he seems like such a nice, cool guy. Great attitude, good opinions, and seems to be real big on Commander. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Zev, and I would love to see you in that top 8 mega draft. So keep playing well, keep getting your 5-0s. I mean, I don't know, can you get 3 5-0s in a league? Has that ever happened? Like, I don't know, 2 5-0s in a league just seems insane to me. To get another one, I don't know. I don't keep track of the stats. I don't look at the stats because I don't do numbers, okay? That's not what I do. But Zev's having a great league. But not everybody did have a great league, right? We had to say goodbye to some people. Some people became food for the scavengers. And let's say goodbye to them now.
It was months before the scavengers finally cleaned up all the meat on this huge and unpredictable gift from the sea.
Damon B., Nomad. Duncan M., Rob Roy Duncan. John P., Goku or Go Home. Wyatt C., Hot Dolphin. Miguel B., Athurius. Amir H., Shazam. Emmett F., Sepulture. Quill M., Knock Knock. River G., Herbie Yeats. Archie B., Archie Baker. Andrew M., Robespierre. Paul S., Young Chunk. Paul G. the Dragon. Kyle C. AF, Kyle. Mac M. Mac. Marley L. Beauty and the Good Truck. Lots of big names down here, right? I mean, maybe it wasn't just me. Maybe a lot of people just didn't have a good time with this set. Gray H. Grensley. Jethro J. Big X Julius. James MC Fireball. Pierce D. Hyperion Actual. Bill D. Cato Phoenix. Wesley C. Gigavoltaic. Christian L. XX Alpine XX. Paul R. Quildor Kenna. John W. Phantismo. Oh boy, we're getting rough. Alex H. Merriman. John R. Ged. Cody Race. Michael M. Adambaum. Chris R. Sinkwater. Sylvan T. Aquitos. Chris Y. York on Games. Antonio G. Tony L. Nick W. Wheelo. Dave T. Restive Nebula. Craig B. Draft Havoc. Max K. Lendender. Daniel H. Cosmonaut. Alex O. NLP. Kevin H. Kev Daddy 93. Chris S. Shipley CGM. Jeremy E. Lorgoif. Zach H. Hackzolt. Michael C. Gray Power Van. Matt K. Kirby Kong. Adam S.N. Snipley. Laurent F. K. Roro. Joe H. Joe Cool. Mike V. Lost in the Warp. Jesse K. Jesse Kreuzer. Brian G. Fadakin. David P. Carlos V. Shuntstab. And Stain M. Stig Mag 89. And that's going to do it for Bloomborough Week 4. Get ready for Bloomborough Week 5 coming up. We wrap up Bloomborough. We get into Player of the Year. Lots of fun stuff going on. Get into the side events. Again, Johnny's fantasy football side event has been so awesome and so cool. And I really hope I can get Johnny on the show. Maybe next week to talk about the football side event. Also, the AGNFL, the official fantasy football league for the AGL, is having our fantasy football draft next Tuesday. The league is full, sorry. But hey, we got a bunch. We got 12 people from the AGL in the AGNFL. I, of course, won last year. Some people are getting excited for football. We got the fantasy football side event. We got the fantasy football league. There's just a lot of great things going on, and there's more coming. So get involved, get out there, be a part of it. Thank you for listening to the show. Until next time, I hope you get to keep a good 7. And that shuffler is in your favor. Until then, I guess this is going home.